During 2 days of meetings to prepare for the upcoming visit, State Councilor Young Jie-chur and U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry stressed there are many issues the two sides are cooperating on.
Even as we have some differences that we try to manage effectively. And right now, particularly on Ebola, on Afghanistan, on the Democratic Republic of Korea, the North Korean nuclear situation, on Iran particularly, and on ISIL and counterterrorism, and on climate change. There are many areas where we are working hard.
Mutual concern about the growing threat from Islamic State presents a rare window for security and intelligence cooperation for both Beijing and Washington. China has significant energy interests in Iraq, where Islamic State has seized large tracts of territory, and militants from the rest of Xinjiang region have reportedly been seeking training from Islamic State fighters. But several issues continue to put Washington and Beijing at odds, including geopolitical concerns like the South China Sea dispute.
We need to work together to build up even more cooperation between China and the United States in the area, because this is an area which has experienced robust economic development, and I'm sure that the APEC meeting will go further to bring about more connectivity, innovative development, and to shape a greater future for the region.
Kerry will be in Indonesia Monday, where he is expected to hold bilateral meetings with his Southeast Asian counterparts over China's growing territorial assertiveness in East Asia. James Aiken, TVB News.
U.S. President Barack Obama is urging Americans not to fall victim to Ebola hysteria. He insists that sealing off West Africa, which is hard hit by the current Ebola outbreak, would only make matters worse. On the upside, Canada will begin shipping large quantities of its experimental Ebola vaccine tomorrow to the World Health Organization for possible use in West Africa.
The Ebola predicament in America may involve just 3 cases, but from that number, more than 100 people are being monitored in case they too are infected. With hospitals flooded with calls over fears of catching the virus, President Obama pleaded with Americans not to panic.
First, what we're seeing now is not an outbreak or an epidemic of Ebola in America. This is a serious disease, but we can't give in to hysteria or fear, because that only makes it harder to get people the accurate information they need.
To illustrate his point, an entire bus and train station in Dallas, Texas was shut down after a woman on the checklist for Ebola fell ill. Then a woman who recently traveled to Africa fell ill after getting off a bus outside the Pentagon in Virginia. Now, 22 bus passengers are on a 21-day monitoring period for Ebola. Obama insists new Ebola measures will contain the spread.
The CDC's new Ebola rapid response teams will deploy quickly to help hospitals implement the right protocols. New screening measures are now in place at airports that receive nearly all passengers arriving from Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone.
In Cuba, revolutionary leader Fidel Castro announced in an editorial that the Caribbean island nation would gladly work with the U.S. to fight against Ebola. But Castro also made clear that such a mission would not be an attempt to improve ties between the two adversaries. Canada is shedding some hope on curbing the outbreak. By tomorrow, the Canadian government will ship 800 vials of an experimental Ebola vaccine for use by countries hardest hit. And in Britain, drug maker GlaxoSmithKline is nearly done testing their Ebola vaccine. If successful, they'll begin vaccinating frontline healthcare workers by January next year.
Tens of thousands of supporters of the Pakistan's People's Party gathered for a rally in Karachi on Saturday for the son of assassinated former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto. Bilwal Bhutto Zardari, who is currently the chairman of the Pakistan People's Party, is widely thought to be the next leader of the party and could take over from his father, former President Asif Zardari. The 26-year-old, who was joined at the rally by his father, vowed to win back the support of the Pakistani people. Bilawal's emergence as an opposition figure is a concern for embattled Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who's been struggling with weeks of protests. Bilawal's mother, Benazir Bhutto, was assassinated in 2007 when she was serving as the country's Prime Minister.
Train drivers of Germany's state-owned rail operator Deutsche Bahn have gone on a 50-hour strike. This after their union rejected a new pay offer from the management. The strike has halted 2/3 of long-distance trains in that country. The GDL union called on its members to go on strike from early Saturday morning until early Monday morning. It is the train drivers' second national strike in a week. The work stoppage coincides with the start of week-long half-term holidays in nearly half of Germany's 16 federal states. The union wants a 5% pay increase and shorter working hours. The railway company offered a 5% raise over 30 months for the drivers, but it won't accept GDL's demand that wage deals can be set for other employees as well. The union rejected what it called a sham offer. Over the past week, Germans have also faced strikes by pilots at Lufthansa Germanwings due to a dispute over an early retirement scheme. All right, Tony, what do you have for us in sports today?
An exciting finale to the Hong Kong Open up in Fanling. At Fanling, Australian Scott Henn beat Anglo K of the Philippines in a playoff to take the Hong Kong Open golf title. Marcus Fraser of Australia, the leader going into play today, had a rough day, shooting a 2-over par 72 to drop to a tie for fifth. The tournament's marquee player, South African Ernie Els, carded a 1-under 71 to end up even with Walker in fifth place. Anglo K birdied the 18th hole, forcing a playoff, but a bogey bankay in the first playoff hole opened the door for Henn, who sunk his putt for par. He finished the tournament at 13 under par. Henn becomes the first Australian to win the Hong Kong Open since Greg Norman in 1983. Some more golf to talk about in the United States, and in Las Vegas, Ben Martin shot a 9-under par 62 to earn a 2-stroke lead after the third round of the PGA event on Saturday. Martin steamed home with 5 consecutive birdies from the 13th hole in ideal conditions to post a 17-under 196 total with 1 round remaining. Joint halfway leader Russell Knox of Scotland carded 66 for second place on 15 under. Jimmy Walker vaulted into contention with a 62 to trail by 4 strokes, tied for third with Andrew Svoboda. Moving on to football now, and Cristiano Ronaldo netted his 14th and 15th goals to set a record scoring start for a Spanish league season as Real Madrid eased to a 5-0 win at Levante last night. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi moved on to within 1 goal of the league's all-time